Well, hello. Welcome to the most unusual tarot reading on the internet, and maybe any place else for that matter. This is the Tao Manifesting Tarot, and this is where we do tarot like nobody else. We don't have that, flowers and candles kind of thing going on. What we take a look at is the fact that I've done tarot for over 20 years, and I've come to understand it does not predict anything. At least it never has for me, nothing meaningful. But I did find out that tarot is the science of potential, your ability to manifest, to make pictures inside of your own brain. No, you don't need a smartphone. No, you don't need a laptop, desktop. You don't need AI. In fact, the technology makes you dumber, makes you less creative. A number of studies are now lining up to show just that. And if you didn't believe that, you got Steve Jobs, who founded Apple, no longer with us. You have Bill Gates, who I wish was no longer with us. But both of those guys raised children, and they kept their own children away from the technology until they were at least in middle school, 13, 14, and then they very carefully controlled. Why did they do that? Because they knew how it worked. You create. It's your kryptonite. You create in your own mind. That's the power of tarot. Along with that, however, I supplement. I use numerology and astrology. I've done those things for 50 years. Tarot for 20, numerology, astrology for 50. Numerology and astrology are the science of cycles. So in a way they predict only because history repeats. You've heard that expression. We never learn from history because we never pay any attention to history. We think we're beyond history, and we do the same shit the same stupid way every single time. However, every time, certainly in the last 5, 6, 7,000 years, we ratchet up the risk. Yeah, we screwed up 200 years ago doing the same thing today, but this time we're going to make it just a little more dangerous, and the next time just a little bit more dangerous. There's nothing satanic about it, nothing devilish about it. It's like knowing that this week, for example, I think we're going to hit, if I'm not mistaken, a full moon. Next month we'll have another new moon and another full moon. About a month from now, I live in the northern hemisphere, we're going to start to begin fall. Is that some special hidden knowledge? No, it's understanding cycles, and that's what numerology and astrology do. And so I use those things to help delineate, to clarify the tarot frequency. I don't want this to be some, oh man, I want to impress you with my metaphysical expertise and I'll use all these terms and all that. This word salad doesn't mean a damn thing. And one of the most difficult things I had when I was doing the astrology day after day after day was finishing up the reading with a person having something that they could really grab onto. That was almost impossible. And every other astrologer, and I have some really good friends who are astrologists, it's the same stuff. By the time you're done, you're going, sort the shit out for me. I don't know what the hell's going on. So what I decided was, since tarot is potential, it's energy, it's frequency, what I'm going to do is add in the timetable, the cycles, numerology, astrology. And I combine the two. So the numerology and astrology are like setting out the perfect table for your best meal. Tarot is the meal. So with that in mind, how about if we get to the business at hand, huh? We want you to make the pictures in your head. We want you to use the kryptonite to make your life better in any way that you possibly can. We're going to begin with the astrologic. This is karmic deja vu, and over the past week or two, I've been spending a lot of time on this idea about the conquest of America. 1 year from now, well, a little bit less, July 4th, 2026, we're going to have the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, 250 years since the Declaration of Independence. And since we're going through such a tough time, I looked back, and there were similar Pluto-Uranus configurations when we signed the Declaration and now. It takes about 250 years for Pluto to go around the whole solar system. Uranus goes around several times, and now they match up 250 years later. Take a look at what's going on. Same thing is going on with the revolution of the United States. Evolution with Pluto, revolution with Uranus, and man, the shit hit the fan 8 ways of Sunday. And that's what's going on now. Same energy. So now I want to take it and update it for you, and we're going to take a look at the conquest of America, because that's what's been going on since at least 1500. And it's been led by the same people, the rich. Virtually everything that we experienced since about 1500, not just in the United States, but I'm focusing on the United States, like I said, because of the birthday next year. All the crap that we went through, instigated by the bankers to control. So I said, okay, let's talk about the conquest of America, because that's what it's all about. So, today we go to 1783. It is at the very end of the Revolutionary War, the Treaty of Paris. It ended the revolution, it ended the war, but not the conquest of America. Pluto and Neptune were favorably aligned. Saturn was retrograde, and I think in an unfavorable aspect to Neptune. I'm depending on my memory now, and at my age, it ain't a good thing. But in any event, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, all involved. Saturn, by the way, was retrograde on the day of the Treaty of Paris, telling you this was not a done deal. Turned out not to be a done deal. As soon as we jumped into the 1800s, we had to fight the British again. But one of the reasons we had to do that again had to do with the Treaty of Paris, which was signed in Paris. The French had a sizable part or claim on the United States. The British had a sizable claim on North America. And when we get to the Civil War, you will see those two things, Britain and France, get involved in our Civil War. Oh, it's the bankers who are going to finance it, the European bankers, the Jew bankers, the ones who always create all the problems all the time. And they like to use wars to manipulate. So while in 1783 we signed the Treaty of Paris, made peace supposedly, that was only the first chapter. Second chapter would come as we got into the 1800s, and by the time we got to the Civil War, you would see behind the curtain that France and Britain, at the behest of the bankers, were waiting to tear America apart. Kind of an interesting story. We will dig into it as we move down, but that's 1783, the treaty that really was not a treaty. How about if we go to the meme for today? Got a couple of them here, and they're meant to punch you in the gut. First one is something that is infamous. Bill Casey, CIA director, 1981. His first staff meeting as CIA director, Bill Casey said, "We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false." You can't say it any more plainly than that. We're going to lie to them, and we're going to lie so much that every single thing they think is true is actually a lie, but they don't know the difference. All you have to do is go back 4 or 5 years ago, and you really see that up close in front. Go to 9/11, you see it really close up front. You go back in history, every war, every depression, every bit of sad news was orchestrated by the bankers. And eventually, they bought out the CIA, and so the CIA worked for the bankers. The second item here on the meme is time to wake up if you want your children to have a future. We are not just fighting the psychopathic elite. We are also fighting the narcissistic, brain-dead sheep. It's an uphill climb. They've weaponized the human race against itself. Everything you thought was true is a lie. You're only now finding out, and that upsets a lot of people because there are a sizable number maybe 60% of Americans, at least, if not human beings, they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to know the truth. They don't have the intelligence, and they're cowards, and they just keep it away from me. Well, 2027, 2030, certainly by the time we get to 2040, everybody is forecasting an entirely different world. You ain't going to like it. Missing link for today. When the truth comes out, don't ask me how I knew. Ask yourself why you didn't. You did know. That's what this whole thing is about. Remember at the beginning of the reading, I was talking about you know it, but you still deny it. That's the Tao Manifesting Tarot thing for today. You know it, but you still deny it. Special kind of moron, there's no question about that. How about if we get to the tarot finally, huh? We begin with the Five of Cups. It's all about regret, living in the past. Guy wants to get to a castle in the background. He's got 3 cups spilled out. Got 2 cups full and ready to take with him. He's not paying attention to that. Paying attention to what he lost, not what he has. And he's not paying attention to the fact that all he has to do, this little stream river, follow his intuition. That's what water's like, your intuition. Follow your intuition to the bridge, and then you can cross the bridge and make it to the castle. You're there. You are there. But you got your head so far up your ass living in the past that never really existed. Remember, they were lying about everything. But you can't let go of that idea. And you're in big trouble. Next card up, Page of Pentacles. Values. Pages always bring gifts. This page says after you go through this Five of Cups crap, and you decide to pull your head out of your ass, you decide to start to pay attention, you decide to see what your options are, what power you have, you upgrade your pentacles, upgrade your value system. Things are not important. You have to be practical. You have to be dependable. If we were to lose all of our electricity right now this minute, could you feed yourself? Could you get along in a world where you have no electricity, where your phone doesn't work, your computers don't work, you don't have lights, nothing? Could you feed yourself? Page of Pentacles says, you know they've lied to you. You know they've been lying to you. You know you are at their behest. They can do to you whatever you want. You going to change your value system or no? Final card is the King of Wands. Wands are positivity, hope, joy, gratitude, being plugged into a life that really means something. You know what's important, deep knowing, you know. Do something about it. Take that information. Why keep denying it? You know it, but you deny it. King of Wands says, hey, come on, let's get real. So far, so good. Got to do a whole lot better. But you can. You just have to put that Five of Cups mentality down, reset your values, and then go in with enthusiasm, positivity. That's what it's going to take. That's what's important. You can do this. Time's up for today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, you guys. I'm not even going to say the words because they don't convey how much this connection means. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Muchly, muchly. Hey, like and subscribe too. Big battles going on the internet. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And all of it is an attempt to shut up the truth. Like and subscribe. Help us out. Every podcaster, like and subscribe. So that's it for the reading. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.